talking education with the marketplace with none other than the Prime Minister of Mexico, and that is Ignatius Mnangagwa. Sparkles and everything, fireworks, people, fireworks. Fly past, you do the work.
The Prime Minister is back from his mission trip to Wakanda, also known as Kenya.
How was Kenya?
Kenya was awesome. Kenya was absolutely, I've always believed that travel helps you to not only explore different thinking, different culture, but a lot of development. Kenya is on a special type of juice right now, and development everywhere. Like across the equator, Shamwe.
You crossed the equator.
I actually had the pleasure to do a road trip across the equator to cross Agudaiso.
No way.
We did that experiment. When you cross the equator, the water swirls one way on one side and the other way.
Wow.
So when we flush our toilets in the southern hemisphere, actually your water swirls one way. If you're in the northern hemisphere,
it swirls the
other way.
No way.
I'm telling you.
For real, for real.
I was honored to, I was just waiting on my textbook. Some of us, I saw it live.
You finally saw it live. You got
but
to see
what took me to Kenya was International Scholars Program. The Dream Builder, myself, yours truly, has secured an opportunity, for Zimbabweans who, through our partners, it's an education financing scheme for people to do their master's programs in the US and in Canada. So I had the opportunity to go there, see how it works in Kenya. So I was a guest speaker at our partners, who have been doing this for a couple of years in Kenya.
Lovely.
85 people were not graduating, but were being sent off.
Wow.
But one of the things I learned, Mox, and we're talking about it today on our topic today, but they have 100,000 graduates a year in Kenya. Annually, roughly around 100,000. And the market doesn't take all of them. I believe it's somewhere around 2025 absorbed into the market. So, Funga, one of my exercises while I was there was to go into towns and villages to hunt for graduates with bachelors that we can give money to. It's incredible. It's incredible. For those
And how did that go?
It was amazing because the people are there. They have the degree. They've done well. And that story is why I have brought this program to Zimbabwe. What is International Scholars Program all about? If you have done well in your bachelor's or undergrad degree, it doesn't need to be even in sciences. Because people think, no, you should have done a degree in a science, STEM related. No. The master's programs are for STEM. But you could have done religious studies, history, Shona, and come up with 9 points, right? And then you've done your first degree in, development studies. I'm picking things that are non-STEM per se. Human resources, the STEM obviously comes into play, your engineering, your cybersecurity, ICT, whatever. Yeah. If you've got a 1-2-1, 2-2 upper pass for your bachelor's, you can stand a chance to receive 100% scholarship marks to go and study at middle tier universities, right? There are two options. We can fund your relocation, what we call transition, but 100% scholarship for you to go and study. And the reason we invest in you is because we've studied the scarce skills in America, in Canada. We'll be able to organize something for you through our partners that side, or you can come back and repay the loan over 3 to 10 years. It is definitely, if you know anyone, this is, I'm sounding exactly like I was when I was in Kenya, and that will not, they are looking for, this is not a scam, this is real. Yes, you heard me. If you know someone, they will have a chance. There's work you've got to do to study for some tests, obviously. They're like SATs for people with degrees, and then you have to go to the U.S. Embassy, and you've got to obviously do your part there. But the opportunity is real. If you know anyone who has a bachelor's degree, minimum 9 points for A-level, please get in touch. Let's build Zimbabwe. I keep saying, I believe I want to send 1,000 people. This is not going to dent our economy as Zimbabwe, so don't worry. We're not brain draining anybody here. It's just 200 people a year. Right? And you know what I found interesting? The average age of the people that were going there was anything between 25 to 35, 40. right? We take up to anyone below 50. Do not write yourself off just because you feel you're in your 40s. There are people who are going, right? Don't write yourself off. You know, my contact details, this is just for this. I'm going to give them right now, at least my phone number, and the link that you need to go to find out more about this. My number is 0718 785 000, 0718 785 000, or you go to www.internationalscholarsprogram.com. Go to this link, download the handbook, get in touch. We're on 12th floor, join us center. You know, we've got Portia there, also got Theo. The people are going to be able to help you on this journey.
Fantastic.
Yeah. These, look, the trip to Kenya taught me a lot of things, and it led me to the topic today. What are we going to do while we discuss the topic of exploring marketplace opportunities in Zimbabwe? How are we going to tackle a real issue that I saw firsthand, in that is our education for those that have aspired. You know, we've told our kids, if you do well in school, you're going to do well in life.
Absolutely.
I saw people who have delivered mocks well at their bachelors, good degrees, right? But are sitting at home. And the question
You saw that in Kenya.
I saw that in Kenya, and I see it here, obviously at a lesser scale. There are 50, 55 million people, 44 tribes, you know, 42, 44 tribes.
Wow.
We are 16, 20, so we're like, you know, maybe 40%. We're 2.5 times our size. But the question still remains. I love that this month we are about to become the host, the chair of, you know, SADC. You know, we're hosting our visitors with the theme of industrialization and innovation, right? And I started.
That's so interesting
It
how
is.
it ties in, yeah.
For me, I just thought, look, this is not an accident that, you know, as a continent, we need to reflect to say who's going to industrialize Zimbabwe? Who's going to industrialize Africa? Do we have the right skills? Right? What I saw is, you know, you can actually finish your degree and come out with a blunt axe that is not going to be able to contribute to the industrialization vision of Africa. And when I say a blunt axe, I'm saying an irrelevant degree program. Right? You know how hard it is to cut a tree with a blunt axe, Max?
It is so difficult.
And the challenge I'm seeing is we cannot only not have this opportunity, but give it away to other people. What I saw in Kenya is so many other nations are coming in, right? And I asked myself, at what point are we going to inform our own people the right axes to sharpen, or where to get their axes sharpened, so they can participate in probably the biggest and most exciting phase of Africa. I think Zimbabwe, we're poised as we lead this SADC to really, and I'm excited. Look at the industrialization we've had in the last couple of months in our own country.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you need to travel to see how beautiful our airport is. You know, our airport is beautiful. It really is.
Yes.
And that's part of our roads and some of the things that we're doing. We need to give thanks and acknowledge the work that's being done. But I'm speaking here about linking education to the marketplace. Is there going to become a time where our generation are going to ask the question, right? To say, mkoma wangu, sisi wangu, baba, my uncle, vakaita degree. Vari vangu dzoga vakagara kumba. Saka murutaura kuti chikoro chacho chabatsira chii? Do you know what I'm saying? I saw people beginning to ask that, and it worried me. And the reason they were asking that is because, as I've mentioned before, let's not go nowhere fast. Let's not just run a race that is not relevant for the vision Africa needs. We are African, you know. When I was in Kenya, I'm going to talk a lot about Kenya, I actually also got to realize, we're one family, Mox. I heard a lot of Shona words, I heard a lot of different words, you know, the way they greet Mambo, Karibu, Karibu is how they say hi, you know, the famous Asante Sana. You know, I was privileged to say Asante Sana. I just felt like I was very special. You know, Asante Sana is special in Zimbabwe. For those who know, they know.
If you know, you know.
You know, Asante Sana, you know. But I'm just saying, we're one family. These borders that were created are The colonizers messed us up, man. They just put these borders and they said you are not you and you are not you. But actually, we have the same father and mother, in my opinion. I feel like when I travel across the continent, I'm going to start identifying myself more as an African. Because these names that we give ourselves, I'm proud to be Zimbabwean.
Mhm.
Let's acknowledge that we are one. The agenda is the same.
True.
You know?
So,
Mhm.
so this has brought your mind to see that as like especially with the International Scholarship Fund,
Mhm.
the way it's designed to equip you to be able to come back home and contribute. It's solving an African problem, not just a Zimbabwe problem.
And that is the message I shared on my speech when I was there. So I'm grateful that the one man, his name is Bob Mwiti, Kenyan who went to the States, struggled, came back, has lifted up, I think it's close to 2,000 Kenyans now, out of Kenya to all the States. Some of them are now coming back to home. I'm seeing that for Zimbabweans. That's why I'm saying this is real, you know. And what it's doing is it's sharpening the correct axe. It's allowing us to develop a certain skill. It even got me to question, as we've done in Moxica, you know, as Prime Minister in Moxica, remember we had the conversation, what are our tertiary institutions do?
Yeah.
We cannot continue to receive money from parents, from kids, to give them blunt axes. So walk out and go and struggle in the community, in the marketplace. No, no. A degree program must speak to a gap in the marketplace. If it's not speaking to a gap in the marketplace, in Inkwangu I had to speak to the faculty heads, the Dean of Education, and say, we don't do that here. We're not doing this anymore. Shut down this faculty. Because if for 5 years you keep having graduates who are going to sit at home, it means it's not needed. Change the curriculum, change something, change the juice in what you're doing there, because we can't continue to have blunt axes when there's so many trees to cut. And then we complain when foreigners come in with saws, not even an axe.
A saw.
A saw. They
Some
come
with
their chainsaws and they come in and go and they cut 100 trees in a day while we are busy trying to cut that one tree for 2 months.
With a blunt axe.
And we take pride in that we have 100% pass rate in making blunt axes. No, that time is gone for Africa. We need to, as I said, the industrialization is huge. But it's going to need a major shift. China made this shift 30 years ago. They changed their curriculum.
30 years
30
ago.
years ago, China changed their curriculum. They now control, I believe, 40% of the world's manufacturing capacity.
40%.
40%. China is now
entire
China
world.
is ahead of America where production is concerned. That's why we all, you know, the Bible and the good book talks about he who shall serve shall be first. Right? If you last, you shall be first. Meaning that if you serve and you give everybody else what they want, it's a function of you becoming a leader. And so as Africans, we need to learn where are we going to be first or last? What are we going to produce? We can't continue to have raw materials that we export to import the finished goods to build our nation and say we industrialize. No. They're bright people in Africa. I believe in the African vision. I believe in Zimbabwe. If you're listening to me, I'm telling you, look, as a parent, you need to have the conversations at home. You can't just come first in class. I keep repeating it. I'm a stuck record on that. First in class is not going to matter. When you first in university, best exam results at masters, PhD, who is going to care if it's not linked to sharpening and industrializing a nation?
Sure.
Our programs cut across from medical, industrial, industrial engineering, masters in finance. This is the master's programs that we sponsor, right? You know, there's stuff for project management. So not just for people who are so-called STEM. STEM is a broad definition, right? There's so many other softer skills that are classified as STEM that we don't know about. If you go to the link, www.internationalscholarsprogram.com, you will find out more. So Mox, I'm pumped after coming back from Kenya. I believe more and more travel is key. You know what I mean? I think travel takes away ignorance. It also makes you realize that people think differently. You know, I had a lot of goat meat. Goat is a delicacy there, man.
No way.
I'm telling you, man. I had goat meat.
Not Mombe.
No. They don't go. I mean, it's there, but I'm saying if a visitor comes and a goat is killed for you, you're someone.
You're someone.
Although if a goat is killed for you, there were goats killed for me. Let me put it that way. Every village I went to, they were like, yeah, the Prime Minister, what can we do for you?
Here's a goat.
And I'll
A goat
be
for
like
the goat.
Asante, so no, I always make sure I had my
A goat for the goats.
a goat. I'm not there. That's Djokovic things now.
That's Djokovic levels.
He's a goat. After his win yesterday,
Yeah.
I think he's etched himself in there. So Your Royal Highness, that's the feedback I'm giving you of the mission that you sent me to. For Zimbabweans who are listening, please take advantage of this. Spread the news. My target, as I've told you, I really want to make this as part of my legacy, to help. And it's actually for people who don't have the funding. Because where are you going to get 50 or 100,000 to go and study a master's program? If you go to the bank, they can ask for title deeds, they can ask for a lot of things. Our partners have realized that in Africa, they are bright-minded individuals who just don't have the capital. And they're investing on your future because they know after you get this sharp axe, this saw of an axe,
Yeah.
you're going to be employable globally. And that's what we want. But with the view that you come back to Africa and you build the motherland. Daneta nekona mari kutorwa ikungobuda wenda kunzoko because isusu tawana vedu vazukuru vedu. You know what I mean? We need to do that. It's a radical ask, but I know we can. And with Zimbabwe being chair and president, it's exciting times. I think we're positioned to really do some amazing things, So exciting times ahead. So for those that want to get in touch with me, find out more about the program, please get a hold of me on the following digits. It's 0718 785 000, 0718 785 000. You can follow me on the following social media handles: LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. It's Ignatius Mnengwa, and on TikTok it's @dream_builder. I am the Prime Minister of Moxica, Ignatius Mnengwa, son of the soil of Zimbabwe. Here every Monday to inspire you to dream big, start small, and always finish well.